Okay folks, Troy Anderson here from Alpha Kettlebell Fitness. Not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, got back from the Performance Training Seminar with Christian's, sponsored by Christian's Fitness Factory out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And one of my main things that I kind of started my talk off with was an assessment. And there's a lot of different assessment tools out there and programs and protocols that we've all used over time if you've been in the fitness industry any period of time. I know I've personally used a lot of different ones. But what we really want to do for our clients is we want to get a good look at them. We're kind of always assessing them every day anyway, but we want to have a kind of a good intake on them to see where they're starting from. And probably, you might not have really thought about this or looked at it or often overlooked, the kettlebell as a tool for doing a fitness assessment. It's one simple movement. It gives us a ton of feedback. I mean, when we're doing our assessment, we're looking at shoulder mobility, thoracic mobility, core strength, core stability. We're looking at how much movement we get throughout the hips, how much strength, maybe a little even bit of a conditioning, how that's all integrated, maybe some balance, some single leg strength. You're looking at all these things, and I think this one simple movement that I'm about to show you with the kettlebell really kind of leads into all in together. So the movement I'm going to show you is the single leg kettlebell deadlift. I think it's an awesome movement that's going to give us feedback on all them. I'm going to do a quick demo for you and talk about some of the cueing and coaching points, and also kind of some of those places where you're picking up the input or bringing the input into you as the assessment goes. So personally, just from an ease of getting somebody into the motion, I like to start with the kettlebell on the opposite side of the foot down. I'm going to line my heel basically, or right around that bony knob on your ankle there, right up with the handle. From there, the foot down, the knee is bent but not bending. It's not a squat or a barbell deadlift. This is a kettlebell, kind of single leg RDL, kettlebell deadlift, whatever you want to call it. From there, we really need to concentrate on hip stability, mobility. When we're looking at people, we're going to reach back with the opposite side leg as such. This is bent. We're trying to load into this hip as best we can. So we're looking at the single leg strength, stability, that balance issue. We could also get torquing issues. So that's going to tell us about imbalances in the hip joint, the pelvis. So we can look there. We want to reach back nice and far. We want to reach down to get to elevation. We're going to push to this heel, so if we start to see him drift forward, that's going to give us a little information. Obviously, the core is engaged here, upper back, so we don't want to lose that posture there. And you're going to push up and through. Nice little touchdown to bounce if needed, and then push back. The cool thing about this is, I want to show you a couple more reps, but you can look at side to side on body. You can look at both sides of the body, and you'll get a really pretty clear picture on what's going on with that person, and maybe a way that you can affect your program. My good friend Josh Hinken, so you're reaching back as such, nice good posture, touch down, and back up and through. You're working on squeezing glutes, so that's that hip hinge action again, and a nice kind of controlled environment. It says if your assessment's not going to change your programming, then it's kind of pointless, and I completely agree with him. And so I think this assessment, just this simple movement, gives us a ton of that feedback. I'm going to show you on the other side of the body here. So here, line myself up. I'm going to reach back. You got to actively reach back and engage here. See, I kind of lost my balance there. And then up and through, pushing here. So you'll be able to see if people start to want to pull at their back and things like that. So you're going to look at a lot of different things. I think the single leg kettlebell deadlift is a really great assessment tool. If you're not already entrenched in some of the more traditional movements out there, you really want to get your client in, get them doing good quality work that they're suited for fastly. I think that single leg deadlift will give you a really great bit of information, and you can see how they progress and see how you may have to modify your programming as you go forward. It's Troy Anderson signing off from Alpha Kettlebell Fitness. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick video on using the kettlebell as an assessment tool.